Wasily Kandinsky inspired art piece. So for this, you will need light blue, an 8.5 and 11 piece of light blue construction paper, a piece of black construction paper that is the same size, a piece of scratch paper, just any old paper you have laying around, and lots of different colors of construction paper. You will also need green, white, blue, and black paints. I have made a little bit of a palette here using a piece of cardboard. You can use a paper plate, anything like that works. Cardboard works great because it won't leak through to your table. And then you'll need a Q-tip. You'll need scissors, and then you'll need glitter or glitter glue or glitter and glue to add some glitter as a final step, but that last step is optional. Okay, let's get started. For our background, we are going to work on our blue sheet of construction paper here. And using a swirl shape, we're going to finger paint half of the blue construction paper, or maybe even less than half, maybe like a third or a quarter, with grass. And we're going to make a swirl of green and white paint to do that. So I'm going to get my paint palette, and I'll dip my finger in the green and the white. So I've got green and white on my finger. And then I'm going to swirl it along the bottom of my blue paper here, and you can re-dip your finger as often as you like as you run out of paint. You might want to have a napkin on hand to wipe your finger off when you're done with this, because you don't want to have sticky paint fingers when you're done. And I'm just go ahead and making circular motions with my fingers like this, small circular motions. And you can make your lower layer of grass like this. So that's my first row. And I'm just taking up the bottom portion of my page with that. I'm gonna fill in this part with the green swirls too. Okay, so again, just keep adding paint to your finger as you go. We want that nice circular shape to our swirls. It's like ends up being a light green because we've got that white mixed in there. Okay, this will take a couple minutes. Take your time. If yours looks a little bit different than mine when you're done with this part, that's okay. There is no right way to do art. It is your unique creation. So if it looks a little bit different, cool. I'm just giving you my suggestions. All right. And now I have the bottom portion of my page covered in these wonderful green swirls that create a sort of grassy effect. All right, I'm gonna wipe my finger real quick. This is covered in this green paint. Now our next step is to paint maybe 2 or 3 clouds in the background. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip my finger in the blue paint and the white paint now. I got blue and white on my finger. I'm going to go ahead and just use that same swirling shape to make 2 or 3 puffy clouds in my background. Ooh, I've got a little bit of green in there. That's okay. I want it to be more blue and white than green and white though. There we go. Beautiful. So I've got one cloud in the sky now. I'm gonna add just a couple more clouds. It's really nice to imagine blue skies with puffy white clouds right now, especially since our skies are so dark. And add one over here. I mean, feel free to take up some space on your page with this. Okay. So here's my background. I have some swirly green grass and some swirly blue and white clouds. Okay. Now that's our background. For our middle ground, we're going to take that piece of black construction paper and we're going to draw, you can lightly sketch with a pencil the outline of a tree. And then we're going to cut it out. I'm going to cut it out and you'll have a tree that looks like this. So your tree is going to go on top of what you've just painted. I'm going to use some clear glue to attach it. You can also use a glue stick, that works really well. Just for my purposes today, I have this clear glue, so that's what I'm going to use. We're using what we have, right? Alrighty. Getting some glue on my tree here. Again, this is a black tree trunk. If you have brown paper and you'd rather use brown paper to make your tree trunk, that's cool too. That works too. And then I'm going to attach it to my paper on top of the paint that I just painted. All right. Gently, carefully smoothing it down right now, and I'll show you in just a second what this looks like. And now we have our tree as our middle ground, and it's over our grassy background with our clouds. Okay. Now our next step is to make a template with your scratch paper. Okay, make a template with 3 different sized circles. So you want a large circle, a medium circle, and a small circle. So I used a couple things I had around the house to make nice shaped circles. You can use whatever you have, or you can just freehand 3 different size circles, okay? So I used like a medium-sized paint bottle, and then I used a smaller paint bottle, and I used my coffee cup to make 3 different circle sizes. And once you have a template, these were my templates, okay? You can see here that I have 3 different sizes. These are the templates that I used. Once you have a template, you can use these to trace maybe I would say 5 to 7 other copies of these same size circles on to different colored construction paper. So now I've already done that part. So I have a rainbow of colors. These are my large circles, and these are my these are my medium-sized circles. I have some medium-sized circles in a variety of colors, and then I have now some smaller circles in a variety of colors as well. I chose maybe 5 or 6 different colors. You can choose as many as you'd like, but I'd say the happy spot is about 5 or 6 different colors here, okay? And you should have a nice stack. Actually, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 different colors. 7 might be too much, but we'll see. We'll see. Lots of different colors. And you want all of them to be the same size. So all the small ones should be the same size, right? These are all the small ones. They're exactly the same. That's why we use that template to trace. And then these are my medium ones. They're all the same size. Again, using that template is going to make sure we get circles that are all the same size. And then these are my large ones. These are all the same size as well. Okay, so I already did that part. That part might take you a few minutes. I know it took me about 10 minutes to cut out all those circles, but you can always come back and watch this again after you do that, or just pause your video and then you can start it up again once you have all your circles cut out. So now we're going to layer 3 circles on top of each other, large, medium, and small, and glue them together. And we want to get different colors. So I'm just going to layer these 3. I've got a green, a purple, and a pink. I'm going to glue them together. So first I glue the purple one to the green one. Just a little bit of glue. You really don't need a lot of glue for this. A glue stick, again, would work great. So now I've got this purple dot onto my green dot. And I'm going to glue on the 3rd layer, which is this kind of dark pink or magenta. Okay, so now I've got another layer here. I'll just keep gluing them so you guys can see some of the different color combinations. We're going to keep doing this large, medium, small. So you're going to make about 7 of these, 6 or 7 of these with these different color combinations, and you can organize that however you'd like, okay? Any color combinations that you like, go ahead and do that. And then once we have all 6 or 7 of these these circle stacks, we're going to glue them on top of the tree trunk. So it's going to look like the leaves of the tree, okay? So I'm going to put some glue on the back side, not the front, the back, and I'm going to glue it onto my tree trunk. And I'll glue the other one maybe over here. And when you have 6 or 7 of them, it's going to take up more space on your page, and they can overlap. They actually should overlap. It'll look really cool once it's done. So you'll look like you have a very full tree. And then we're going to paint some dots with our Q-tip. Okay, so get a little bit of black paint, with your Q-tip, and we'll just paint some dots around the edges. I like to put my dots in the middle circle. I think it looks kind of cool like that. Okay, add some more here. All right, so now you can see my dots that I've added, and then I can add in the middle of it, I can add maybe a swirl of glue and some glitter. Careful with the glitter, it does get everywhere. Your parents won't thank me if there's glitter all over the house, so be careful with the glitter, okay? All right. And you can see I've added some glitter swirls to my clumps of leaves here. I'm going to go ahead and finish this for you guys and then post a photograph for you on our Google Classroom. Enjoy, and I hope you have fun.